Welcome to Cooking Made Simple. I am MindBlown Chef. Today's recipe, there's only 3 ingredients. 3 ingredients in the recipe. I've got pterodactyl chicken, I got some homemade pesto, and I have cherry tomatoes. I'm only gonna use one friggin' saute pan to make this. So come on, it doesn't get any easier than that. And even check this out. I don't know how to make homemade pesto. I've never really tried to do it. I'll put the link for that video in this video, so there's no questions. Now let me show you how to deal with the pterodactyl chicken. When you go to the grocery store and you buy this thing, that's why I call it a pterodactyl. They're almost the size of ribeyes nowadays. I'm gonna cut it down. You have 2 options here. You can either cut it right in half or you can make nice little fillets. I like to cook fast. I like my chicken to be done, 5 minutes, ready to eat. So I'm gonna cut fillets. If you cut it in half, you're gonna need to put it in the oven. You're gonna have to finish it 30, 45 minutes later. This is gonna take me maybe 8 minutes. Here we go. With my Japanese samurai sword, I am going to cut off this fat. Don't need it, don't want it. Okay, so we're gonna cut it all off. Now, if you have any questions, if you want a more, not questions, how about this? If you want a more in-depth video on how to cut chicken correctly, I have an entire playlist. It's called How To Playlist. Yeah, so when you go on there, there is just numerous videos on so many different things. How to blanch, how to cut this, how to cut that. So our fat is trimmed off. I'm looking at the size of this thing. I'm just still shocked at how huge it is. And there's an uneven place here, so I'm gonna trim this off until I get a decent piece here. We start at the high side. Fingers are always flat so we don't cut them. And I'm gonna work the knife down with the natural curve of the breast to the cutting board. And I like the size of that fillet right there. That's a nice one. I'm gonna get 3 out of this, which is great. That's perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Beautiful, just like that. Like I said, because they're thin, 2 things are gonna happen. One, they're gonna cook really fast. So we gotta watch that because we don't wanna have dry chicken. There's nothing, I can't stand dry chicken. There's nothing worse. But that being said, they cook extra quick. So 2-3 minutes on each side and we're done. We got our chicken laid out, ready to go. And I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning, bad boy, that I'm gonna take this chicken and at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how to take the leftovers and we're gonna make another dish. That's what we do on this channel. We recreate the recipe. So we gotta season, lightly season because the pesto has a lot of salt in it. So we're gonna just lightly season, always season high, makes for more even distribution of your salt and pepper. Both sides, please. On our main side of our chicken, now that we have it all seasoned, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna place a generous amount of our pesto on top of there, on all of them. This is not ever gonna be used again, okay? I just put raw chicken in here. So use your brain when you're doing stuff. It's always good to have a brain. We're gonna kick the stove on, the saute pan. I'm gonna get it ripping hot. We're gonna place these down, pesto side down, all right? Save that pesto, don't throw it away because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on the other side of the chicken while the other side's cooking. Does that make sense? So our pan is really hot. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop in some EVO in there, okay? We're gonna go pesto side down. I'm gonna do 2 in here. You don't wanna ever overcrowd your pan. Let's go 2. This is a little too much oil, no problem. I really like that. Probably shouldn't dump that down the sink, but you know what? It is what it is. Now, oh, wow, you smell that? Smells so delicious. We're gonna spread the other side here. We're gonna watch our heat. I wanna get more heat going because I wanna have a nice color on this chicken. 2 things are happening right now. We're not only browning our chicken, but the oil that it's cooking in is now getting infused with all those pesto flavors. And that's where we're gonna finish our tomatoes in at the end. Oh, I got some nice golden brown here. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over. We're gonna get some nice crust on the other side. Try to get that nice crust. You don't wanna mess with it too much because what'll happen is that crust will fall off. So once you lay it in the pan, make sure you just let it sit there and do its thing. So it's been a total of about 6 minutes. My thinner cut chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and remove from the pan. There was one piece that was a little bit thicker. I'm gonna lay this out on a clean sheet tray. Just gonna set that to the side and forget about it for now. I'm also gonna drop in my other piece of chicken. Not touching the other ones, don't worry about it. All the oil's ripping hot, you're fine. I'm gonna let that other piece cook for another 2 minutes because it's a little bit thicker. We're gonna take that out and set it to the side as well. So I did a little batch cooking. I have my last piece of chicken right here. See that beautiful crust we got on there? This one's ready to go. Taking it out. Now, in that same pan, you're gonna just kind of scoop up this stuff right here because we don't want this stuff to burn and start to flavor our olive oil in a bad way. But the rest of that, leave that in there. Bring your pan back up to a high temp. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just drop our cherry tomatoes in there and let them just blister up. They're gonna suck up all that olive oil pesto flavor. So ripping hot tomatoes in. Okay, and you're, like I said, we're just gonna let those blister up in the pan. Just like that. Don't move your pan. Let it sit just like that. Okay, so I'm starting to get some smoke generated. I'm just gonna give these a little shake. And you see all that color I just got on there? So beautiful. Let it sit on the opposite side for a few more seconds. We're not trying to really cook these all the way through. We just want them nice and tender and have some color on them. So here's what we got. I got 3 minutes per side on each chicken breast. 6 minutes, and then another 2 minutes for our tomatoes. We let them blister on one side and then we gave them a little shake after a minute. You are not gonna find a pesto chicken recipe in 8 minutes or less. Impossible. And the flavor is all there. So I took a 45-minute to an hour recipe and I gave it to you in 8 minutes. That's why we blow minds right here. Do you see? And on top of that, I'm gonna take this same recipe right here and I'm gonna make a whole nother recipe so that way you never have leftovers. I will put the link to that video almost right now at the end of this video. Sexy!
Make sure you pause when you turn that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a chicken, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Because then you don't give me time to...
Okay.
And our fucking show doesn't even work, program. Right. Ew, what's wrong with you?
See what happens when we're in a good mood? Being myself, right? That's what it's all about. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. So eat, and also the homemade, that's it.